Okay, good morning to all of you. Today we are going to discuss a new topic, that is your synthesis of nanostructured material. It belongs to your nanomaterials and application paper of your sixth semester. Okay, so let's start. Here, the synthesis of nanostructured materials broadly classified into two types. That is your top-down approach and another is bottom-up approach. Here the name top down means from the top, from the bigger size we have to find out the smaller one. The bigger size is going to be break and further break continuously and we are going to get the finally nanoparticle. Here the bottom up means from the atomic and molecular size we have to form the nano structure material. Here I am going to show you, wait, in top down approach a bulk material means which grain size is larger, means micron size, grain size reduced to constituent nanoparticles, that is your top down approach. In case of bottom up approach, nanostructure material built from atoms or molecules or atomic clusters through physical and chemical methods, that we are going to discuss with different examples in our forthcoming sections of this video. Just wait. Here in general you can see that this is a bulk size material. If I am going to break this bulk size, we can found in the powder form. Again, if we are going to break this powder form, then we are going to get the nanoparticles. Here in case of bottom up approach means atoms and molecules is going to be coagulate and form the clusters and then it will form the required nanomaterials. Here the bulk size or larger size is going to be break continuously and we are going to find out the nanoparticles. And here from the atom and molecules we have to form the clusters of the atoms and molecules and we are going to get the finally nanomaterials. Here I can give you one simple example. Suppose iron material. Suppose iron material have grain size more than 100 nanometer or some micron size grain size. If I will be break that iron with powder and again by some other method, if I am going to break those powder, then we are going to get the smaller grain size nanoparticle of the irons. So this is the method called as the top down. But here if we are going to consider iron nitrate and I am going to be consider iron nitrate and going to dissolve in the water, distilled water, then it will be react with the distilled water and it will form the clusters, then nanoparticle. So detail of different methods, different examples of top down approach, bottom up approach, that we are going to discuss one by one. So here some of the examples you can consider that top down approach examples are photolithography, ball milling, sputtering, thermal evaporation, e-beam evaporation, pulsed laser evaporation. In case of bottom up approach, that are the these are the examples. These are the methods. Okay, these are the methods. Gas phase condensation one method, chemical vapor deposition, sol gel technique, electro deposition, spray pyrolysis, hydrothermal synthesis, colloidal synthesis, molecular beam epitaxy. Each and every method we are going to discuss one by one. Okay, in this video we are discussing these all the methods belongs to top down approach. In our next video we are going to discuss a bottom up approach. Okay, so first photolithography. uh, Photolithography, also called as optical lithography, means here photo means light. Light belongs to optical. So here light has been used to fabricate or to manufacture the nanostructure material. How it is? See, is a process also called optical lithography. Is a process used in micro fabrication to pattern parts pattern on a thin film. Here I mistakenly I have been written parts. You just delete it. Okay. Pattern on a thin film or the bulk of a substrate. So here you can see that this is the light is going to be exposed with photomask plate. On the photomask plate, these designs are the photosensitive materials. Photosensitive materials. Okay. So whenever this photomask is going to be exposed with the light, here light means it can be considered as visible or ultraviolet light. Okay. So whenever the light is going to be exposed with this photomask plate, in which light sensitive materials or design is there, then what is going to happen? Here shutter is opened, light is exposed with these photosensitive materials. These are the photosensitive materials. Okay, designs are made by photosensitive material. When the light is exposed, this photosensitive material is going to be go to the this substrate and going to be deposit over the substrate like this. So it will be move from here to substrate. Okay, so this is very useful to design micro integrated circuit. Suppose we are going to consider this images has been printed in this way. So here I have been written some notes that you can write in your note for your exam purposes. Chemical process, this is a chemical process to create an image or pattern on a substrate. This is the substrate. Substrate means on which the desired material to be deposited. Here I define the substrate because in our next slides we are going to be use this word oftenly. Frequently we are going to use this word substrate. So here substrate means where the desired material is going to be deposited. So this is called as the substrate. This green color is going to be is called as the substrate. So here substrates generally silicon wafers or glass, mica or any insulator, semiconducting or conducting material as per the practical use. Okay. When the visible or ultraviolet light is exposed on the surface of the mask plate, when the light is going to be exposed on the photomask plate, the sensitive materials or you can say the photosensitive materials or chemicals which are in a particular design, these are the photosensitive materials, they are in the particular design or format or pattern will be transferred or deposited on the substrate. So these are photosensitive materials is transformed, moved to this on this substrate and printed. So image has been printed when light is exposed with photomask which contains the photosensitive design materials. Okay, photosensitive materials. Okay. Now if we are going to consider a circuit, micro integrated circuit, suppose like this. So whenever it will be exposed with the light, then it will be, this is called a so-called ICE pattern, integrated circuit pattern. So it will be printed over the so-called motherboard, we can say. It will be printed on the motherboard. So ICE pattern has been printed in this way. So in this way, this lines thickness is around nanometer. Thickness, I am telling you about thickness. Thickness is around nanometer, and this lines broadness more than micron, but thickness, its thickness is around nanometer. So in this way we found films, very thin films on the substrate, or you can say 2D structure, 2D nanostructure on a substrate with the help of this photolithography. Okay. Next come to the another top down approach example, that is your ball milling. Okay, that is your ball milling. It is a simple technique for the preparation of nanostructure material. What is happening here? You can see in ball milling method, small balls, these are the small balls. This yellow color balls, I am telling. Small balls allowed to rotate inside the drum. This is the drum, can be rotated either clockwise or anti-clockwise with the force of gravity on the inner surface of the drum. So with the force of gravity means this yellow color balls is hard, means these are the synchronia balls, hard synchronia balls. So whenever this drum is rotating, so due to the heavy mass, these balls, these yellow color balls also rotating inside this drum. I am going to show you with animation, you just wait. And these black color dots are parent material. These black color materials or the black color circles is represent the parent materials in bulk size. We want that this bulk size is going to be reduced to nano size by breaking. So when these black color dots is going to be move within these heavy balls, these are the heavy balls, these yellow color balls are heavy balls. So inside these heavy balls, when this uh, parent material is going to be pressed and rubbed, then it is going to be continuously break. So allowed to rotate inside the drum with the force of gravity on the inner surface of the drum. Rotator is connected to the speed controller motor. So here this drum can be rotated with a controlled motor. That means you can increase the speed and decrease the speed of the motor. In this way, the parent material which is in the bulk size broken down to nanocrystallites. So in this way, whenever these small our uh, the so-called bulk size material is going to be rotate within this drum in which these heavy balls are there, then they are going to be press these particles, these parent particle is going to be break continuously, and we are going to get the nano structure material. Here I am going to show you the animation. Here you can see these red balls are the so-called balls which is made up of synchronia. This synchronia ball, hard ball, these are very hard ball. Okay, so here this red color ball means this type of balls. So whenever this drum is going to be rotate along with this red color or synchronia ball is going to be rotate. So if synchronia ball or this red ball is going to be rotate, if some suppose you consider some sand will be there, consider some sand or some powder, iron powder is there. So along with iron powder rotate and pressed by this hard zinconia balls, pressed and rubbed with this hard zinconia ball with this wall of the drum. So continuously if it will be rotated with the high speed, then this parent material, you just concentrate on the yellow color small balls, these are the parent materials is going to be continuously break. So whenever it will break continuously, then at last we are going to get the required nano structure material. Here you can see a real time animation. Here you can see the these are the zirconia balls, and these powders are rubbed continuously. Due to rubbing inside these balls, this powder is going to be break continuously. And this process, this way, the parent material which is in the box size continuously broken down to nanocrystallites, or we are going to find, finally we are going to find out the nano structure material or nanocrystallites. To achieve nanostructure material, ball milling time will be 24 hours to more than 3 days, which depends on the material property. So to find out the nanostructure material, this ball milling continuously from the 24 hours, from the 1 day to 3 day or more than 3 day maybe. Sometimes more than 3 days, which depends upon the hardness of the material. If these the materials, this powder is the hardness is more, then it will take a larger time to be break. if soft material will be present, then it will be break easily. So this is all about your ball milling. With the help of this ball milling, we can found nanocrystalline or nanostructure materials. Okay. Next, we have to go for the another example or technique, you can say, that is your sputtering. This is one of the most important technique uh, by which we can get the 2D 2D nanostructure or thin film. Very good thin film can be found with the help of this technique sputtering. Actually, what is this sputtering? This commonly known as physical vapor deposition, which used for thin film deposition. Thin film means 2D nanostructure. Okay, thin film deposition on a substrate. Okay, so here is the experimental arrangement, where you can see that this yellow border is your vacuum chamber. Inside this vacuum chamber, from the outside, inlet is the argon gas. Gas will be there somewhere. A krypton gas can be used. So mostly argon gas has been used. Okay. So this is the vacuum pump, and from with the help of this valve, this total whole chamber is going to be vacuum. Okay. Because previously, suppose oxygen or carbon dioxide or nitrogen molecules will be present, then those molecules can be create the contaminate on the desired material. So only for that, before we have to do the experiment, we have to evacuate or vacuum this whole chamber. Okay. So through this valve, we have to use the motor, or this valve is going to connect to pump, which can vacuum this whole chamber. Okay. So here I written some few notes or few points you can write in your note. In physics, sputtering is a phenomenon in which microscopic particles of a solid material are ejected from its surface after the material is itself bombarded by energetic particles of a plasma or gas. What is it that we are going to understand now? You just wait. So before we have to discuss the sputtering, first it is very important that we have to know the so-called plasma form, glow discharge, how a plasma is going to be formed inside this tube. That we have to understand, first we have to discuss. See, when the here see, this is the substrate, this is the arrangement, what I told, that with this valve, the argon gas is inserted inside this chamber. This is the substrate where the material is going to be deposited. This is your target. This material is going to be deposited here as thin film. This is a bulk size. This is a one size of one rectangular piece. Okay, this rectangular, from this rectangular piece, the atoms and molecules is going to be deposited on this substrate as a thin film. Okay, so how it is? So before that, we have to understand what is the plasma formed inside this chamber. How it will be, plasma is going to be formed. See, this substrate is connected to a DC with a positive node, and this target is connected to the cathode. So target is connected to the negative or cathode, and the substrate is connected to the positive end of this DC, or we can say this is anode. Okay. Now this DC is variable. Okay. We can increase this DC more than around 20 to 30 kV. That means here voltage is very high. We are going to be increase continuously. So here you can see that if we are going to be put this electrode as positive, this electrode as negative, then one electric field is going to be induced. Electric field is going to be induced from here to here. Yes or no? So here, if we are going to increase this voltage, then what will happen? This electric field is going to interact with this gas molecule, and the gas molecule is going to be ionized. How? Here I am written. See, it creates, see, electric current passed through a gas. That means when the electric field is going to be induced from the substrate to target, a electric current passed through the iron gas, argon gas. So it is created by applying a voltage between two electrodes, what we discussed, containing a low pressure argon gas. When the voltage exceeds, we are going to increase this voltage continuously. When the voltage is exceeds a value called as the striking voltage, that may be approximately 30 to 20 to 30 kV, the gas, that means argon gas, is going to be ionized. Okay, ionized means this argon gas, from this argon gas one electron is going to be ejected and argon gas is going to be ionized. Likewise, another argon gas ejected electron and ionized, and another argon gas ejected electron and ionized. Likewise, all the argon atoms, sorry, argon gas I told, argon atoms is going to be ionized. So all the atoms, most of the atoms, argon atoms is going to be ionized. So if it is ionized, then what will happen? A positive negative field is going to be created here. Here a positive negative discharge is going to be created and a glow is going to happen. It's a glow. So if positive and negative charges is going to be combined continuously and due to this applied electric field, then a glow, that means a discharge is going to happen. So here you can see a real time image. See, this glow is happens, this glowing is nothing but called the plasma, is formed due to this high applied electric field. Okay, this is the your chamber, vacuum chamber, and this is formed. See, continuously it is continuously increases, that means continuously argon gas is ionizing. Okay, then what will happen? So this is formation of a plasma, that means argon gas ionized. Argon gas, from argon gas one electron ejected and argon gas itself ionized. Due to this positive and negative atmosphere, a plasma or a glow, or you can say that due to discharge of positive and negative ions, a glow, a light is going to be formed. Okay, this is the so called plasma. And here you can see that argon ions. So here this you can see this is your target is connected with negative. So argon positive ion, after creation of the argon ion, this is positive, this cathode is, this target is negative. So this negative electron, so this negative is going to attract the argon towards this towards itself. So argon atom is going to be attracted towards this and bombard with this target. Whenever it will bombard with a high speed, the atoms is going to be ejected from the target and it will be going to be deposit on the substrate. Again, likewise, this argon atom is going to bombard with the substrate, okay, sorry, with the target, and from the target the atom ejected and deposited on the substrate. Likewise, several argon atom at a time is going to bombard with the target and the ejected atoms is going to be deposited over here. Here is the animation you can found. Here magnets are given, small magnets, because electrons are charged particles. Okay, electrons are charged particles. So whenever electrons ejected, these electrons can be collide with these atoms and can be form ion. But we don't want that these atoms is going to be ionized, and the electron should be nearer to this surface of this target. So only for that, whenever we are going to be apply a magnetic field, small magnetic field, these electrons is going to move half circular path or nearer to this target. So hence the ejected atom from the target, it can be easily move up to the substrate and easily it will be deposited over the substrate and we are going to get a film over the substrate. This is the basic concept. Okay, so here I written a few lines for your note. You can write, pause the video and you can write. So in these things after material it bombardment. So you see, in physics, sputtering is phenomenon in which macroscopic, already I have written these things, argon plus ions attracted. Here I spelling mistake, I done a spelling mistake. Attracted, attracted, okay, attracted towards cathode with high kinetic energy. What I told, this will be attracted towards high kinetic energy. Hence, this ionized argon ions collide with the target and transforms momentum. When it will strike with this target, it will transform it moment, it's all the momentum to the target atom. So as the result, atoms ejected from the target. So atoms is going to be ejected from the target and moves towards the substrate and deposited. So in this process, or in this way, one can get 2D, that means a thin film, 2D nanostructure material or a thin film on a substrate. Okay, so many things we have been discussed. I suggest that you have to draw this figure in your note. Okay, pause the video over here and draw this figure. Okay, in this figure all the things are there. So use of these sputterings are used in fabrication of semiconducting device, fabrication of CD and DVDs, low emissivity coating application. For low emissivity coating application, it will be very useful, and it is used oxide nitrides and carbide thin films. So these are the main uses of the sputtering. So I suggest you draw this figure in your note. Okay, pause the video and draw the figure. Next, we have to go for the thermal evaporation. This is the another method to find out the nanostructure material. So this is a physical process. You just write. This is a physical process by which parent material, which is in box size, evaporated and deposited on the substrate. Deposited on the substrate in the 2D nanostructure format, means in the form of film. So how it is? It is very simple technique. Okay, technique means this is the chamber, gas chamber, made up of glass or high strength glass. Okay, so here this is the crucible, or you can say that ceramic pot in which our target materials are there, which are going to be deposited on the substrate. So here on the just bottom of this crucible, a filament, hot resistance, means we are going to use a resistance or a wire which can produce a heat, high temperature heat around 400 or 500 degrees centigrade, up to 400 to 500 degrees centigrade. So whenever current is passed through this filament, this is going to be produce more than 4 to 500 degrees centigrade. Not written, you have to write 4 to 500 degrees centigrade. So whenever it will be heated, the target material which are inside this crucible, these target materials are going to be evaporate like this. These target materials are going to be evaporate and deposit on the substrate. Okay, and this is the evaporation of the materials. Okay, and we are going to be find out the films on the substrate, thin films. So here I written 2-3 lines. You have to write down in your note. Then parent material. Here the chamber should be vacuumed to avoid contamination. This way we have to use the pump to evacuate or vacuum this whole chamber. Filament heated by current. Then the parent material in the powder form, is in the powder form, having ball grain size, starts evaporating. So when this parent material is going to be heated, these are starts evaporated, whatever I discussed here, starts evaporating. After evaporation, evaporated materials is deposited on the substrate as 2D nanostructure or thin film. Okay, the rate of deposition, in which rate it is going to be deposited, it can be controlled by this current. If we are going to increase the current, then the temperature will be increased, the evaporation will be increased. If we are going to decrease the current, the temperature is going to be decreased. okay, and the evaporation is going to be decreased, or rate of deposition also is going to be decreased. So only for that it is written that the rate of deposition can be controlled by the current passing through the filament. Okay, you draw this figure in your note. So here, no, you draw this figure, it will be better. Pause the video here and draw this figure in your note for your exam. Okay, everything are there. This is the arrow mark is presents evaporated materials. Next we have to go for the e-beam evaporation. Okay, e-beam evaporation also it is called as electron beam physical vapor deposition. Okay, EBPVD. So before we have to discuss EBPVD, I am going to just discuss that when a charged particle is going to move with a velocity inside a magnetic field, what is going to happen. That we already studied in our plus 2 level. That is, a force is going to be induced on this charged particle whenever it is going to move in the magnetic field, because this technique has been used in this e-beam evaporation method. Okay, so what is going to happen when this charged particle is going to move inside the magnetic field, it will be experience a force like this. So this is v cross v means force will be experienced like this. So this charged particle will be moved in this way. Again a force is going to be induced in this way. The charged particle changed its direction, changed its direction, and we can found the charged particle will be move circularly whenever it will be enter a magnetic field. Okay, so here you can see that double time I done this one. Okay, you can see the force is induced inward. Only for that it is rotating inside the magnetic field. This is the technique, or this is the principle has been used in this e-beam evaporation. So here we have to now we have to discuss the e-beam evaporation technique or method. By this method, parent material will be deposited. This is the parent material or target, we can say, is deposited on the substrate as thin film or 2D nanostructure by heating the material. This is the material in high vacuum. This chamber should be high vacuum. Okay, before the experiment performed by the bombardment of high energy electron beam. The electron beam is going to be bombarded with this target material, and from the target material evaporation will be starts and it will be deposited. This is the overall overall mechanism, we can say. Okay, so this is the vacuum chamber. So through this vacuum, whole vacuum chamber should be evacuated. Okay, and here is the filament. You can see here is the filament. This filament is connected with voltage, high voltage. Due to that, electrons has been ejected. Okay, so that is, you can say, the principle of thermonic emission. So the principle of thermonic emission, from this, when this filament is going to be heated, electrons are ejected. So here another voltage has been connected to the shutter. This is shutter. You can see the shutter is connected with the positive. So electron will be attract towards the shutter with the high velocity. So electron will attract means electron will eject in this direction. It has to move in this direction. But how this electron will be moved to here? Here we have to use a magnetic field. In this way, you just imagine the magnetic field is perpendicularly entering the screen of this screen of your computer or your mobile phone. You just consider that the direction of this magnetic field entering towards inside the perpendicular to the screen, but direction is inward. Okay, so now this magnetic field is perpendicular to this one, so V cross B. V cross B means this will be, this charge particle or electron is going to be move like this way. Okay, and it will be strike to the target material. Whenever the high energy, like this one electron gone and bombarded with the target material, another electron is has been bombarded, then another several electrons has moved in circular manner and bombarded with the target or our parent material. Whenever it will be bombarded with the parent material, target material, then from this target material the material is going to be evaporated. Evaporated material is going to be evaporated and it will be deposited over the substrate. This is the principle or mechanism of the e-beam evaporation. Here 2 to 3 lines I have been written about the mechanism. You just write in your note. High energetic electron beam is generated by thermonic emission gun. This is your thermonic emission gun. Here I not written. You just put a arrow and write down this one. Okay, thermonic emission gun. Due to the presence of magnetic field, the electrons move with a circular trajectory. Due to the magnetic field, a circular it follow, the electrons follows a circular trajectory and hits the target material. These circulator electrons to be bombarded with parent material, which is placed in a crucible. This is a crucible. Inside this our parent material or target material are is present. So this high energetic electron is bombarded with a circular trajectory due to the presence of magnetic field by suitable adjustment of the magnetic field strength. So by adjusting the strength of the magnetic field, these electrons, high energetic electrons, will be moved circularly and going to be strike with the or bombarded with the target material, due to which the from the target material the materials is going to be evaporated and it will be deposited as a thin film on the substrate. That's it. This is the mechanism. So when high energetic electrons bombarded with parent materials starts evaporation, you just write this word is starts evaporation and deposited on the substrate. In short I have been written, you can write it somewhat elaborately. Bombarded with parent materials and parent material starts evaporated. You just add here parent material starts evaporated and deposited on the substrate as thin film or the so-called 2D nanostructure. Okay, so I suggest to all of you that you have to draw this figure in your note. So here I not written the filament. You just put a arrow and write that this is the filament or thermonic emission. Okay. Next we have to go for the you draw this figure. Okay, pause the video and draw this figure. Everything is there. Okay, next we have to go for the pulsed laser deposition. Here in this method high power laser beam has been used for thin film deposition. So here you can see that this is your target material, can be rotated. It can be rotated, connected with a rotator. It can be rotated. On this target material, laser beam is going to be incident. High power laser beam is going to be incidents or is going to be bombarded with on this target material. Okay, high energetic laser beam incidents on the target. Laser plumb or one type of plasma formed like this. Whenever a high beam of laser light is going to be incident, the atoms is going to be ejected from this target and a plasma like atmosphere can be produced, will be produced, that will be called as the plumb, a plasma like atmosphere. Okay, that plasma like atmosphere is nothing but the evaporated target material. Okay, so this the ledger plump, that means your the so-called evaporation of the target materials, ionized. Some of the target materials are ionized. Only for that a plump or a plasma atmosphere can be created. So whenever this high power laser light is going to be incident, then it will interact with the atoms of the target material, and from the target material the evaporation starts, and then it is deposited on the substrate. Then it will be deposited on the substrate. This experiment generally done in ultra high vacuum, very high vacuum. This experiment should be mostly it has been done in ultra high vacuum conditions. Okay, so this is your material deposition, or you can say thin film, or the 2D nanostructure material uh, is deposited with the help of pulse laser deposition. So in this video we have to stop over here. Today we have been discussed photolithography, wall milling, sputtering, thermal evaporation, e-beam evaporation, pulse laser deposition in detail. I suggest you pause the video, write down the notes and the figures. Here I can suggest you just draw this figure in your note. I suggest that you pause the video, write down the notes and draw the figure perfectly. In the next video we have to discuss these techniques, that is belongs to your bottom up approach. Okay, so thank you for watching. Thank you.